All right, so today's guest, we are very excited about this. He is a Hollywood megastar with an incredible CV. From rom-coms to gritty dramas, he's done it all. Matthew McConaughey, welcome to the very first Loose Men. Now, we saw your Oscar-winning performance there in Dallas Buyers Club. This was such a serious role and very different to some of your earlier work in rom-coms. Was that shift intentional, Matthew?
Yeah, it was intentional. You know what? I had control of the script, Dallas Buyers Club, for years.
Yeah.
All right. But nobody wanted to make a period piece age drama with McConaughey in the lead. So I was doing rom-coms at the time. They were going well. They were paying me well. I enjoyed doing them. But they were doing so well. You know, all the dramas I wanted to do were not getting offered to me. I couldn't make any dramas, really. And so because I couldn't do what I wanted to do, which was the dramas, I stopped doing the rom-coms. I took off. I didn't know how long it was going to be, but it was 2 years I didn't work because I got offered nothing but rom-coms and decided not to do them. So for 2 full years, I was back home here in Texas, wondering if I was ever going to work in Hollywood again. I was thinking about getting another job, doing something else. And 2 years went by, and all of a sudden, being gone, not being in the rom-coms, I became a new good idea in Hollywood to go do the dramas I wanted to do, one of them being Dallas Buyers Club.
Well, Matthew, it's a huge risk. I mean, you're sure of a huge payday in, you know, the incredible rom-coms that you'd made and that I'm sure that were on the desk for you. To take a risk like that, I know, you know, creatively it's what you wanted to do, but I mean, you could have sat back and got, you know, 10, 15, 16 million dollars in a rom-com.
Yeah, I actually turned down a $14.5 million offer.
Wow.
I am available, Matthew, if you need anyone to cover those shifts.
Right? No, I hear you, man. My mother and brothers to this day are like, what the hell was your problem? Like, I get it. But
I love the idea of you.
I
love the idea of you going to your family like 14 million, but think of my art, Mum. I can imagine your mum not taking that as an answer at all, Matthew.
No, not where I come from. My family's like, are you mentally meditating here? Are you proud? I was like,
I come from Scotland, Matthew. My mum would have left me in the back garden for the rest of my days. I think that's more impressive than your Oscar.
Yeah, but it paid off.
I want to know because Matthew, I want to know just quickly because I've heard you talk about it so well about how your family sometimes they really enjoy you preparing for a role. I know there was you had pizza days, which was every day with your kids when you said that you were gaining weight for roles. Yeah. But you know, something like Dallas Buyers Club, you know, losing all the weight, or you know, even on your latest projects as well. You know, you immerse yourself so much in your craft, which is an incredible thing. But there must be a moment where your wife or your family just goes, "Come on, just come home and be you after a day at work." I mean, how do they feel about you attacking these roles?
It's not like I'm a different person coming home, but it's like my wife said. She goes, she's still sleeping with her man or her husband every night, but it's a different part. It's a different part of her husband. So she says she's sleeping with so I come home, I don't, you know, act like that character. I'm just kind of seeing the world through that character. Mind you, you brought it up. You know, I'm doing Kenny Wells in Gold or something like The Beach Bum. Oh, I'm Captain Fun around the household. It's like the kids think I'm the best dad in the world because I'm yes to pizza, milkshakes for breakfast, stay up as late as we want. I'm Captain Fun. I go do something like Dallas Buyers or True Detective. I'm still fun, but I'm a little more acerbic, a little more like clinical about things.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm doing something on those like Dallas Buyers Club. My wife's trying to hand me a glass of wine. I'm going, would you please have a glass of wine? Take the edges off a little bit. But, you know, I don't know. You probably have to ask her, get her on the show. Ask her what she thinks. Maybe she'll let you know.
Well, Matthew, let's talk about your brand new book, Green Lights. Can you tell us about the writing process and how it comes together?
Yeah, man. So this book, I went away. I've been keeping journals for 36 years. And I finally got the courage to go away and go see what I had. And I went away to the desert for 52 days and came back with what this is, Green Lights. Basically, look, green lights, we love green lights in life. They tell us go, proceed, carry on, attaboy, yes, freedom. We don't like the yellow and red lights in life because they slow us down and stop us, right? Hardship, crisis, intervention, whatever that may be. And I found through my writing, sort of the central theme of the book is that we can engineer green lights in our future by the choices we make today. Meaning we can tee ourselves up for more freedom and more ROI tomorrow by decisions we make today. Also, sometimes green lights just land in our laps and they're good fortune. And we're like, I don't know where the hell that came from, but I'm damn glad it did. Thank you. Also, green lights can be about perspective. You can come across a yellow light, like a pause. Oh, this could be dramatic, could be dramatic. You can blow right through some of those yellow lights and say, I'm not even giving that crisis credit. Therefore, I'm making that yellow light a green light. And then also found that the red and yellow lights in our life, the hardships, even all the way down to losing a loved one. I've got a story about losing my father in here and how that even had a green light asset in it and has had green light assets, his passing in my own life after it. So it's how yellow and red lights also turn green in our life in the rearview mirror.
And in the book, Matthew, it is a lot of stuff based on your own journal, and we are doing Loose Men today. It is International Men's Day, and one of the problems in men is their inability to open up and talk about their feelings and look at their own mental health. So how have you found your approach to mental health has changed from growing up and the sort of childhood that you had through to modern day, and is that part of the reason that you went from having these journals to putting them out publicly? I didn't really go about to put them out for any sort of work on my mental health. It was a wonderful mental and spiritual exercise, obviously, to go back and look at one's life over I've been here 50 years, to go back and look at who you've been and how you got here. I recommend that for anybody. Yeah. Look, I thought I was going to be embarrassed, ashamed, and I was in many places. I went back and looked and I was like, oh, geez, I can't believe you did this. And geez, I feel bad about that. But I also noticed this. I laughed at myself a whole lot more than I thought. The places where I thought I was going to be embarrassed looking back, I ended up laughing my ass off. So true. The places where I thought I was going to be ashamed about looking back, I ended up saying, I forgive you for that. Or you have already forgiven yourself for that. But overall, what I think anybody can do, if we're talking about, International Men's Day and mental health, the best tool that I've had is being able to knowing when to take a little time for the me and the me. Step away, go to a little solitude, whether that's an hour a day for exercise, whether that's meditation, whether that's a prayer in church on Sunday, whether that's putting on a backpack and going to a foreign land where you don't speak the language and they don't know your name, whether that's going to a monastery, just a little quiet time when we are stuck with ourselves, even though we may not like the company at that time, is really valuable time. And then also, we go away, what do we figure out? Mental health. We figure out what do we forgive ourselves for, and what do we say? No, the buck stops here, and I'm not putting up with that anymore. That seems to be the rub right there.
Absolutely. And talking about a little bit of me time, I like to watch Chelsea at home on TV, watching the football. Is it true that you're a fellow Blue, Matthew?
Yeah, I believe I am. I've sort of been adopted into that.
There he is. Love that.
We got a little soccer going on back here, and our little football, going on there in the States, in my hometown here, Austin. Yeah. Austin FC. Actually, our jersey launched today.
You're a stakeholder in Austin FC, yeah?
Yes.
Amazing. Perfect. Well, listen, Matthew, thank you so much for coming on Loose Men today.
Man, appreciate it. Stay loose.
Thank you, Matthew.
It was a pleasure to have you on. We feel a lot looser from speaking to you, Matthew. Thank you very much.
Here we go, baby.
There you go. All the best for the new book, Matthew. Thank you so much.
Thank you now. Yeah, now.
Nice one. Thank you.
See ya.
What a guy.
Wow.
Love that.
I reckon we could be friends.
Definitely.
Yeah,
well, we're
I think
friends
so,
already.
yeah.
Chelsea buddies.
I liked the bit when I tried to tell a joke and he visually went, let's wrap it up.
Ouch.
Well, I feel looser from speaking to you, Matthew. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
No, he didn't. He loved it really. He loved it really.
He didn't, Marvin.
He did.
Stop being you're too nice.
He was all over it, don't worry.
Yeah.